Life Audio.
Today on Talk About That, John is enamored with his car's technology and patiently awaits Nashville's new tunnel system. Meanwhile, I do a show for people in recovery and tell the tale of a woman who rode a bicycle an unreasonable distance. Plus a conversation about affirmation, encouragement, and how we really never stop becoming something. Today's episode is not sponsored by hammocks. Are you relaxed or trapped?
Buckle up, Buttercup. It's Talk About That. I'm John with my colorful co-host, Jonnie W.
Fill me up, Buttercup. Don't break my heart. Isn't that a whole thing?
I mean, I don't quote it in its entirety. What sort of person would do such a thing?
I don't know. Do you ever call Laura Buttercup?
No.
That's
no. I'll say buckle up, Buttercup, maybe for get the car.
Yeah. What's that from? Is that Christmas Vacation?
I don't know.
Something. It's like a, yeah.
It's in the vernacular, and I'm not sure. It's
Jeff Allen has a bit where he's getting in a fight with his wife, and he says something about, she like throws a knife at him in the bit, basically. A knife comes from off the scene, and he goes, and I thought to myself, something's bothering Buttercup. It's just a funny like. Yeah, I always think of that when somebody says Buttercup.
That's anyway, great.
Check out Jeff Allen. He's very funny.
Yeah.
How are you? Are you good? Things good?
Couldn't be better, Jonnie. That's not true. I could be better.
You oversold it.
I could be. No, we're doing well. I mean, I want to marvel at, once again, at how much technology has come along in the automobile industry since the last time.
This is about the new car?
Yes. I know you live in this world already.
You're enjoying it. You don't need to do your thinking for yourself. You got the car to do it for you. That's what you're saying?
I've been playing with I was driving it yesterday on a back road. I was like, okay, I wonder if this
will take the curves.
If it'll take the curves. And the answer is not always.
Oh boy.
If it doesn't see that line. So guys, don't let the wheel. Still have to have your hands on the wheel, even if it's going to be helping. You know what I'm saying? You're still in charge. But it's pretty fascinating. It's been a pretty fascinating experience.
Robot cars are trying to kill us. They're like, yeah, wheel drive. We got it.
Have you've heard about the tunnel that's coming right between Nashville Airport and downtown?
I don't know if it's really coming, but I've heard that it's...
And basically, there's self-driving Teslas that you go down and get in, and they take you from the airport to downtown and back and forth through the tunnel.
Yeah.
I mean, it already exists somewhere. I think that this... Oh, wow. What have we done now?
The boring company is what they're called. It's a boring because they bore into the earth.
Yeah.
It's a boring... The whole plan.
I wonder what kind of jokes they get.
I don't know.
There's the boring division.
I got a boring job over here. Seriously, I dig holes.
Do the tunnels I
heard that there was another... Because this is an Elon, yes.
It's going to build in Nashville already exists. Let's see what Claude has to say about that. Let's talk to Claude about that.
Well, that's not the right way to phrase it. You're asking if they already exist in Nashville to Claude. That's what he thinks you mean.
No, that's not what I said.
You mean somewhere else in the world.
Do the tunnels like Musk is going to build in Nashville already exist?
Oh, I see.
That's what I said. And so he's looking up Musk Tunnels, Nashville Boring Company. No, they do not already exist. No, not here. I mean, elsewhere.
Hey, what did I say? I said that's what it's going to think you mean. Look up the boring company or whatever they're called.
You have a computer too. Yes, I am. Yes, there is one in Las Vegas. Operational since 2021. The Boring Company has a tunnel in Vegas, safely transported more than 3 million passengers. The Vegas
and unsafely transported another million.
It recently earned a 99.5% safety and security rating for the Department of Homeland Security and Transportation.
0.5% people were crushed by a monorail.
The highest score ever awarded to any transportation system. So yeah, they're doing it.
Yeah.
And will you ride it? Yeah. We don't have to go downtown a lot we live outside of the city, so we can just go downtown anytime we want.
It's a 10-year project. We're going to be 102 or so whenever
it'll be done. Under the ground. How close to 102 are you?
I just mean it's not going to be done in the 10 years. It feels like a thing that's going to get dragged out.
I mean, if you're working underground, you don't have to stop traffic. It won't that.
Huh?
I don't know how, but somehow.
Won't it preach? Some of y'all got something going on underground.
And you don't have to.
Maybe they don't know what's happening on the surface. Maybe they can't see something working, but underneath.
Maybe you need a little gridlock in your life to slow down your madness and sadness and gladness.
Some of y'all, frankly, are boring. But with the Lord, that's a good thing.
Yes.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I did a cool show this week I wanted to talk about.
In a tunnel.
In a tunnel. No, it was for, it was a 20-year anniversary of a church's Celebrate Recovery ministry.
It's like celebrating.
They were celebrating Celebrate Recovery.
Yeah.
And so it was so fun, and it was in Michigan, a town called Brighton, Michigan.
Okay.
And a suburb of Detroit, I guess, north of Detroit. But yeah, it was so fun, and it was an honor to be a part of it. I just have such a respect for like the recovery community, and I think it's neat that churches have really started embracing their role in the recovery community. Yeah, so they showed like a video. That was the only thing that was a little bit, not heavy, but it was very like, I went out right after they showed this video of like people telling their stories.
Yeah.
I'm in recovery for this, or and you're like, wow. And a couple of them, the only thing that struck me, and my friend who was there, who's another comedian who was there to watch the show, Haywood Banks, who's a legend in the Midwest and just great. But he was there and he goes, did you see that a couple of people said that they were in recovery for sarcasm?
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, no. And I've got my love language is sarcasm T-shirts on a table out in the lobby.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, boy. I'm like a stumbling block for these people.
Did you sell any?
I did. To people who I guess that's not their controlling issue or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder, again, I'm not.
Because people had like seriously life controlling issues, but then a few of them were like, there's a laundry list of things they were saying, sex addiction, drug addiction. And then they would say like, toxic relationships, sarcasm, and they would just list it, and I'm like, oh boy. And I heard it backstage, and I was like, yeah.
So when you've been through recovery, they give you a list of 160 things, and you begin to realize that if you go in thinking this is for alcoholics, and then you realize, oh, I have 120 of these things that they may not all be life controlling, but they're struggles. So yeah, what we used to do is, hi, my name is John, I have a new life in Christ, and I'm in recovery for people pleasing. And then people clap. He's so wonderful.
And you go, no, you're making it worse.
And then, but we usually would tag on after you've been in it for several weeks or months. Like, also this week I'm really struggling with, fear, failure, or whatever. And you kind of add. So sometimes you would add those. I'm struggling with, speaking harshly or sarcastically or whatever. But
yeah. Well, anyway,
Jonnie, some might say sarcasm is a life controlling issue for you. Like your whole life is built around it. You're like, yeah, sure it is.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's just a shirt. It's just it's a silly thing. It's not doesn't really matter. But that's fine. And I apologize if anybody was offended by my sarcasm shirt. That's a life controlling issue for you. I really apologize, and I'll do better in the future if I can.
I think Jonnie's just having this time with himself right now.
I am just trying to talk my way through it. Just trying to uplift myself. And sometimes you got to, because it feels like people want to bring you down, and then you gotta just like speak good positive things to yourself, because Jonnie's a good guy, and I don't know, just take it easy on him. Maybe not.
Jonnie's self-talk.
I'm just my self-talk. Yeah.
They say the most important aspect, especially in athletes, is self-talk. Now, you would think it would be whether they're strong.
Right. But you got to be strong in here.
Dude, we could write a great thing about this, like, really scrawny guy, but he's wonderful at self-talk. And it turns out he still can't throw a Major League Baseball pitch. Mm-hmm. But it's really, I talk to Sadie about all the time. Like, and the deal about self-talk is, like you just did, speaking to yourself in third person, not just I, but you. Well, I should be second person. Not third. Third would be Jonnie is a good guy. Second would be, hey, you got this. You're a good guy. But like speaking to you as if someone else was coaching you. Yeah. Because when you hear those words, it's just it creates new neural pathways over time. And I realize I do a lot of self-talk. If I'm really facing something, because I'll do it. Yeah, I do it too. I have this big project. You're looking at a whiteboard I'm very overwhelmed by all these things. And sometimes in the middle of like doing it, I won't mean to say it. I'll be like, all right, you got this. Okay, you can do this. Okay, let's go 20 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know if I say we can do. I say, sometimes I'll be like, here we go. Or I'll say, here goes nothing. But usually when I get out of the car to do almost any show, if my wife's with me or if even by myself, I go, let's go tell these jokes. I'll just say like, well, I mean, we're here.
Yeah.
Let's go tell these
Let's
jokes.
do the thing.
And it feels like I was on the bus with Tim Hawkins one time early on. I think it was my first run with him. And we actually had a documentary crew with us, which was the craziest thing. And they were just kind of documenting me and him. I'm like the new upstart.
I want to see that footage.
Opener. And so it's years ago, this is like 12, 13 years ago. And Tim agreed to be on camera. And the guy asked him about the shows we were getting ready to do that weekend. And I'll never forget what he said. He goes, when you do this as long as I have, he goes, the shows are really already done. Now it's just about, we execute, we do the game plan. But in his mind, it was like, not that he just phoned it in, but I think he thought of it as like, I want to try to remain present because honestly, otherwise it'll just slip away. It's like they're already done. It's Toledo, Topeka, all these shows, they just kind of blend together. So it's like, go be present in the moment because it's like, they're really already done. Now it's just like, go do it.
Yeah.
So when I show up somewhere, I'm just like, well, how do I be my best for this group of people? But yeah, I do a little bit of self-coaching. Not like you, where I'm just like, you can do this or you got this. Maybe I should do more of that, where it's very, very affirmational.
You know, my running app.
Yeah.
You can choose the voices. It's a Runkeeper. Years ago, they had this cheesy affirmation guy.
Right.
And I thought it was kind of funny.
He comes on?
It comes on and says, so when you first start the run, it's like, well, if you get to 1 mile, it's like, what does he say? What's his words? You've run 1 mile, average time, whatever, 15 minutes or whatever. Wow, I'm just kidding. Average pace, this, and then he'll go, you're doing great out there. Or he'll do, you're doing really good. I'd say you're doing really good. Like they're kind of like tongue in cheek,
it's, yeah.
But they're also affirmations,
Do you ever wonder if like you could get slow enough if he's like, oof? Like he'd just be like,
well,
should I call the authorities?
He'll go, if y'all push pause sometimes, he'll go, workout pause. Do you want to go get a coffee or, he just kind of trails off like that,
workout pause.
Yeah. So,
yeah. And you're like, I haven't paused. What is he?
Why did he say that?
I'm still running full blast. Yeah, that's no, it's good to have affirmations. I don't know. I know this generation is like, it's almost like it's like corny, or we think of it as whatever. But you need, you need it. Somebody said that they heard that from. Oh, it was Jeff Foxworthy. He had a clip where he was talking about for the first until he was like in his late teens, early 20s. He lived in a city with the only Chick-fil-A, the first Dwarf House restaurant.
Wow.
So he knew Truett Cathy and has known him for years, and of course went on to do many shows for Chick-fil-A as a corporation, as a comedian. But he goes, when I was there in my 20s, he told me, I don't know if I guess he'd started comedy, or he worked for IBM for a long time. Jeff Foxworthy famously left an IBM 6-figure job to pursue comedy. But he said that Truett Cathy said to him one day, back then, he said, do you know how you tell if someone needs encouragement? And he goes, how do you tell? And he goes, they're breathing. He's like, everyone needs encouragement that you meet, and it's a free gift that you can give them. So why not give it? I was like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I mean, that's the whole, everybody that you see is facing a battle that you know nothing about. Which one of my favorite tweets is, everybody you see is facing a battle you know nothing about. That's why I attack that person. Now you're fighting 2 battles.
That's great. Yeah. That's great. I had a good friend named John Elmore. He's a pastor down in Waco, and he's one of those encouraging guys. But for me, I think those encouragements hit different whenever they remember something you told them.
Yeah, that's true.
From like years ago. John will always be like, I remember when you first told me, and he'll go through something like, dude, how do you remember that?
Yeah.
And so like his encouragement is tied to actual listening into my story. It's not just like, here's
randomly like, you can do it.
Everyone's going to be
like,
okay.
Right.
It's like,
I just want to give our listeners some encouragement. You've made it this far in the show.
Yeah.
And you're doing so great.
Yeah.
We're at a nice, lively pace. And now it's time for a word from a few. I need some encouragement, John. Could you give me some encouragement?
One job.
It's time for a word from a few of our fine sponsors.
And we're back. A word for our sponsors would be really interesting.
I guess that's what I was doing. A word for the sponsors, and then a word from the sponsors, and now a word to the sponsors.
Yeah.
You old so-and-sos. Anyway, thanks for helping us keep the lights on.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. John, I think it's about that time.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's my quote of the week. It's a segment we affectionately call They Talked About That. James Clear, who wrote a really famous leadership book called Atomic Habits. Okay, sorry.
Atomic Habits. You were going to let me?
I didn't know. I'm sorry. He kind of focuses on like this idea of the 1% improvement, to change your life.
Incremental change.
Right? Systemic incremental change versus, I think, So anyway, this is a great quote, I think, for that concept. He says, every action is a vote for the type of person you wish to become.
Oh, wow.
Every action is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. I think as a dad, I'm more hyper aware of how overwhelming it is for the younger generation to think about becoming who they're supposed to become.
Yeah.
Because they see it in the future. And I always make a point, since I was a youth pastor, like if someone tells me they're a senior, I always say to them, hey, I want to ask you a question simply because I'm curious. There's no pressure behind the question. You don't have to know. In fact, you probably shouldn't know. It's okay. I was just curious.
Right.
But do you know where you're going to college or what you're going to study? And if I always preface it with that, and they almost have like this immediate relief that I didn't go, what are you going to do with your life?
Yeah.
Because the truth is, whether you take that next step, to them, that next step feels, because we put it on them, as if it's so huge, it's going to define everything. When in reality, there are big moments, but life really is a series of actions, decisions, circumstances that go day to day.
Yeah.
To me, if you focus less on your lifetime and more on the lifetime that is today, you see it as the gift of what it is. It sounds just cliche. It sounds very, again, leadership driven. It would be something we would use to grow in business as opposed to like growing as people. But if you really think of life in 24-hour increments as the way God has designed it, like he said, hey, the sun rises and sets, and he called it in Genesis, that there's the first day. I'm setting this time thing around it. And that when it's nighttime, your body's going to have to rest. Like, you're going to restart. You're going to literally wake up every day. So we try to use that metaphorical term of, I just wish I could get them to wake up to their life. Like God made it where you physically, literally wake up every day and face something new, that the sun has always risen for everybody every day. And so with Sadie, sometimes at night, if it's been a particularly hard day for a teenager or whatever, I'll just say, hey, you get a brand new chance tomorrow. Like that's what grace gives us, like this brand new start. And that's by God's design, that you can, what Paul said in Philippians 3, that, one thing I focus on is forgetting the past and pressing forward. I press towards the upward prize of the call of God. I'm messing the words up, but that's the idea, that forget the past and move forward. So I like the idea. Every action, if it wasn't the action you wanted yesterday, it's almost like accumulating like votes, like in a ballot box.
Yeah.
And so I think
you're becoming something with those actions.
So
you have
votes
control
in
over
today. Yeah, today is one vote.
Yeah.
Today is one vote. What is it going to be? And if today's the bad vote, it voted for the person you don't want to be, then let the next 6 days be 6 good votes, and you're going to have bad ones in there, but try to put the good ones in there. I don't mean like life is only the sum of those things.
Metaphor is getting crazy.
There's more to it than that, than just it being the sum. But you do get a chance though to decide. And last thing on this, my wife the other day, she's so funny, Jonnie. Mm-hmm. She says, I said something to her about how just selfless. Like my wife loves to help. She's a 2, she's a helper. And like sometimes our arguments are about me trying to get her to tell me her preference. I cannot get her. Like I have to just guess. Like I have to know her better. Mm-hmm. She's not going to tell me because it would mean that then she got preferred. So I'm like, I make it my life's mission. Like, look, someone's going to have to prefer you. It's going to be me. And so I'm going to have to know things. And so I study to know those things. And she said, well, no, you don't understand. On the inside, I'm really selfish. Like I have all these selfish thoughts and all these things. And I said, honey, like, just think about what we tell Sadie. Like, you're not the sum of your thoughts. You're the sum of your actions. All of us have selfish things inside. Right. If you don't act on them, then it's the same thing as James says. It's not a sin to be tempted, right? Everybody is tempted.
Right.
Everybody has those things. When you're choosing to not do them, and my definition, by the way, of choosing to do something different than you feel, that is what courage is. You know, and it's not like you're being not true to yourself. You're actually being true to something higher than yourself, which takes courage to deny your feelings and to go do something different. It's like, so a selfless person is not a person without selfish desires. They're actually more selfless when they deny those desires and do something different.
I'm selfless on the inside and have selfish actions. What do?
I do feel like, by the way, in all seriousness, which that's really funny, that there is a movement today among people to think that people have hidden character.
Yeah.
Well, you can't really take what they say on the outside, right? Because on the outside they say all this other stuff that would be not aligned. But no. Right. Actually, in secret, they have great character. It's so opposite of what we used to do, which is
out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks.
Right. But everyone used to act like
when people people say who they are, believe them.
Yeah.
Like we used to really believe
and
that.
It used to be that if someone...
It was just like, no, he's sneaky good.
No, he's got these hidden bad things that he does. And now it's like, no, he's got these hidden good things. You just don't know. It's like, actually, guys, it's hard to find hidden good things.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hidden good things. There's a book right there. John, let's move forward. Let's do my segments. Let's do old jokes with Jonnie. We call it Joke About That. Couple of jokes this week, John. One actually was a Reader's Digest years ago did the best joke in American history or whatever, and they had user submissions and votes and things, I guess. And this is what they came up with, and you'll probably be familiar with this joke. Two hunters are walking in the woods when suddenly one of them collapses. So the other one calls 911 and says, "Help! I think my friend died." So the operator says, "First, make sure he's dead." Right. Then a gunshot's heard. The guy comes back and says, "Okay, now what?"
Right. Yeah.
It's a ridiculous one. John, secondly and finally, for a joke about that this week, a beagle. So this really happened. Beagle goes to a telegram office, takes a blank form in his mouth, and writes, "Woof, woof, 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 woof." The clerk examines the paper, politely tells the dog, "There are only 9 words here. You could send another woof for the same price." But the dog replies, "That would make no sense at all." It's true.
I love those.
That extra woof. What are you even saying? Come on, man. Everybody.
Guys, the dog could talk the whole time. Okay.
Yeah.
It's...
Hey, look, a talking dog. John, let's wrap up with This Week in History. We call it Talk About Then. A couple of famous girls in history, John, this week. And you know, I'm doing a show in Rochester, New York, and I was studying about, because I was doing a little promo video, and I was studying about like what's Rochester, New York famous for? It's famous for a lot of things. First of all, Rochester, New York, Eastman Kodak. So they're like the whatever, the father of modern photography. Yeah. Big Kodak, which Kodak kind of went by the wayside because they didn't get into the digital photography space. But there's a big photography museum and everything. Eastman Kodak. And then also women's suffrage and Underground Railroad. They were a huge stop on the Underground Railroad for Harriet Tubman. But women's suffrage, Susan B. Anthony, Rochester, New York, all that stuff. Elbert Hubbard lived there, who was a civil rights activist, and he's the one who famously said, to avoid criticism, do nothing, say nothing, be nothing. Elbert Hubbard. Anyway, also, Rochester, the garbage plate. It's the famous dish there, and that's kind of where I dialed in on for my promo video. Garbage plate in New York State. is literally just a hodgepodge of, they take some sliced potatoes and then they put some like loose meat of some kind, beef and hot sauce. And then it looks like garbage, and it's on a big plate, and it's just a slop plate. And I was like, I bet
it's good though.
I bet it's very good.
Yeah.
I'm going to try it while I'm there.
Because I was there and didn't try it?
I was making I'm going there in October, and I was like, I can make the case that my comedy's a garbage plate. I got a little one-liners. Yeah. I got some music.
It doesn't look like much.
Wait a minute.
You don't expect much.
I didn't say that.
But in the end, you're kind of surprised. It's pretty good.
And you're like, ooh, hash browns. Anyway. But anyway, I'm going to Rochester, and so I was thinking about that, the women's suffrage and all that. So we have a couple of young females that make the list this week. Because this week in history, 1993, Vicki Van Meter landed in San Diego after her 3-day flight from Maine. She was the youngest girl to fly across the U.S.
Why is she a girl, not a woman? Surely she was
Well, she was 11 years old.
She was 11?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean to be a passenger?
No. 11-year-old Vicki Van Meter landed in San Diego after her 3-day flight. She was the youngest girl to fly across.
She was the youngest kid.
The U.S.
The youngest person.
Yeah. The following year, she became the youngest female pilot to cross the Atlantic.
Wow.
I don't know who these parents were, but they're go on, Vicki.
This is true helicopter parenting.
Yeah. Hey-ho!
Right,
Cessna parenting.
This guy.
Anyway.
Why do I not have my own show?
Well, keep it up, you will. John, also this week, the first around-the-world bicycle trip by a woman. September of 1895. Annie Londonderry arrived in Boston. Back in Boston, rather. She had departed in June of 1894. So she was gone over a year. For her journey, she was awarded a $10,000 prize. This is my favorite part. Until a few days prior to starting her journey, she had never ridden a bicycle.
What?
How do you never ride a bike? And they're like, hey, would you want to ride a bike for like 14 months? She's like, would I? I feel, and I don't know if she knew the $10,000 was coming, or if she's just like, well, I got nothing else going on. I don't know if she knew that
the earth is 75% water. Like,
I don't know.
To me, when you said it, I had this idea of like them hooking the chain of the bike up to like some sort of paddle contraption.
Yeah, how did she go around the world
on the boat, helping it go forward? I mean,
here's another fun fact: her real name was not Annie Londonderry; it was Annie Cohen Kopchovsky. But obviously,
she changed it to Londonderry.
New Hampshire's Londonderry Lithig Spring Water Company paid her $100 to carry their advertisement on her back and go by the name Annie Londonderry for the duration of her trip.
They literally said, we don't want, that's horrible.
Well, I mean, I just think they thought, hey, if you'd be willing to be Annie Londonderry, here's $100. And I mean, $100 in 1895 money is probably a good chunk of change.
Yeah, but it also speaks, though, to the fact that they didn't want someone that has an Eastern European sounding name.
Oh, you think it was a little bit of that?
Yeah.
Anyway, Annie Londonderry was she was hawking spring water, and she was churning around the world on a bike. I don't know how exactly she did it, but
again, a lot of that she just rode in a boat.
Yeah,
maybe
she's pedaling in a stationary.
I mean, I'm not meaning to besmirch her accomplishment, because there's a lot of land, John, as well. Like if I was going to try to ride across the country, listen, I can't.
What's the longest you've ridden a bike, by the way?
I don't do bikes. I mean, I can.
Mm-hmm.
I used to ride a bike as a kid, but I don't.
It's hard.
It's too uncomfortable.
My buddy
can't handle.
My buddy Rick Roberts, man, he rides about 100 miles every other day, and it's insane. John, the first American newspaper was this week 1690. Public Occurrences with a CK. Public Occurrences and Foreign and Domestic by Benjamin Harris of Boston. Another Boston. Makes the list. Another Boston thing makes the list. It's published this week, 1690. It was the first multi-page newspaper published in British colonial America. It carried an article that offended the royal governor. You'll love this. It offended the royal governor, who then promptly closed down the paper. And there were no other newspapers in the colonies until 14 years later.
Wow.
So the first kind of like, you offended the person in power. They shut it down for 14 years.
Yeah.
Kind of the first like censorship. Well, in the colonies. John, this week, finally, Dan Quayle makes the list. You know, he had a few public gaffes. Again, by today's standards,
right?
It doesn't even, I mean, he's not a blip on the radar. It's wild to think like the wild things that politicians now say, and it just doesn't even make news. You're like, well, he said a crazy thing. What can you do? But this week, 1990, U.S. Vice President Dan Quayle said, "We are ready for any unforeseen event that may or may not occur." And I think that's true.
Yeah.
I think we were ready.
We were ready.
I don't know that we're ready now. We were ready then.
Right.
For any unforeseen event
that may or may not
occur.
I mean, I suppose.
Yeah.
Maybe it's deeper than we think.
If that Dan Quayle, he had something was churning up there. I don't know. John, speaking of unforeseen events, there are some foreseen events that I'd love for people to come check out at my website, JonnieW.com. They are my shows, and they are very foreseen. Yes. And I foresee small crowds if you don't buy tickets.
Yeah.
I could use some help. So
yeah, go to the shows and go by the table and tell Jonnie that you're a podcast.
Say hello and say, "Hey, where's John?" And I'll be like, "He's right back here."
Hey.
And then you jump out and hey, and they go, "Oh, we didn't really want to meet him. We were just being nice."
We were just being nice. Yeah.
We thought he'd be taller.
Hey, you guys should go to our website, talkaboutthatpodcast.com. By the way, you can now subscribe to our newsletter. Subscribe
to the newsletter. Yeah. Click on the upper right-hand link if you want to support the show. We love our supporters. Get ad-free content. Send us a note. We love getting notes from our listeners. Just send an email to hello@talkaboutthatpodcast.com.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. A lot of fun today. And Jonnie, good luck on the road. You're about to hit the road for a while.
Hitting the road, Jack.
And I wish I could go with you.
Well, you could.
In places.
Yeah, but not. You don't want to go to
I don't want to do this whole run. No.
I'm doing
No.
These are far-flung places.
No, this is like the guy who this is his living and what he's doing. So this is when I'd be like, nah, I'm going to sit here and write this.
I'm dragging Curry along. She's been pretty game for it. She is. She really is a trooper.
Well, yeah, if I was out with my wife, it'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, because you guys are adventuring across the great fruited plains.
Thank you very much.
Guys, thanks for the time you gave us today. Let's do it again next week here on
Talk About That.